Hey yo, welcome to Real Strength, realstrengthma.com. I wanted to talk about youth sports. We're coming out of this pandemic, and they're starting to loosen the restrictions on outdoor activities and getting kids involved in sports. So a few things I wanted to address, and it may be a multi-parter here because it's something I'm passionate about and believe strongly in. I believe that America's affluence, compared to a lot of the other places in the world, has created a complacency and a weakness that's permeated through our culture, and we actually celebrate it. And athletics in America traditionally has been the great equalizer. As we get more affluent and ease of life, we're not running from wolves and we're not starving to death for the most part. There are people that are food insecure, and that's a different story. But collectively as a nation, we're doing pretty good outside of this pandemic. But the trade-off is softer, weaker, less capable people. So we utilize sport in this country to teach sacrifice and toughness and teamwork, selflessness, perseverance, winning, losing. The problem that I have been tracking over the last 20 years, that I've been involved in youth sports, teaching, coaching, mentoring since 1994. It was my first coaching gig. It was also my first job working with at-risk youth. And then every year, every day since then has been dedicated in some capacity to working with youth and youth athletes, teens. So let's stick to football for now, and we'll dive into some other subjects. I think sport, athletics is for everyone, not just the kids who like sports. I think parents take an easy out and do their children a disservice when they allow their kid to dictate, saying, I don't like sports. So then that means the parent doesn't get them involved in the big sports: baseball, football, basketball, hockey, lacrosse now is up there. And I get it. Those sports are intimidating, and if you don't have a background in those sports or a knowledge base, it can be overwhelming because you feel like you're going to let your friends down if you suck. So there's other opportunities for sport. What we need to do as parents is say, no, Timmy. No, Sally. You need to be active in some type of physical endeavor. Maybe it's skateboarding. Maybe it's martial arts. Maybe it's weightlifting. Maybe it's tennis, boxing. Team sports aren't for everybody. But every single human being on the planet, and especially here in America, should be physically active and capable in competing in some capacity. Maybe it's just on a Tuesday night competing against your friends. Maybe it's a few nights a week, doing whatever. But it is part of who we are. We're supposed to be physical creatures. We're supposed to go through adversity. It's a shame kids growing up without ever getting skinned knees and sprained ankles and bloody noses. That's part of growing up, and it can't happen in our sterilized, soft society anymore unless we get them out and do a sport and organized. For us to be a vital, healthy, happy, capable society, what we can't have is a huge chunk of us so unhealthy that A virus with a 98, 99% recovery rate flies through and kills a bunch of people. Whether you're old, overweight, vitamin deficient, whatever the issue may be, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're healthy and capable to get through life for your family. And I truly believe this starts with kids. We discourage kids from playing sports if they're not superstars, or they don't fit the mold that we see for a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. We should be encouraging all kids to be involved in sport. And that means our youth sports leagues outside of, and which will be the next part, outside of football and hockey, we should be encouraging more kids, not dwindling it down as they go from U9 to U11 to U13. We should be looking to gain more kids each age group. It's a goddamn shame, and let's be honest about it. If we're losing 70% of kids to they're quitting all organized sports by 7th grade, 70% is the way we're doing youth sports working. No. So part 2 will be about youth football, which I have a different attitude about football and hockey compared to the other sports. So stay tuned. Peace.